Hi, my name is Dina Ghandour, and welcome to this masterclass. I'm really excited to be here as a yoga teacher, as a meditation expert. Meditation is something that is so important to me and has been such a big part of my life. I'm really passionate about this practice because I've learned firsthand just how incredible the benefits can be, not just from a mental perspective, but from a physical health perspective as well. I've also noticed how certain techniques in this practice can help boost our mood, can uplift us, can make us feel happier, more creative, maybe just even more grounded and more calm, which is something we all need in our crazy, busy lives. I first started practicing meditation when I started practicing yoga 10 years ago. And even though I was very familiar with the physical postures of yoga, the seated meditation practice was something very unfamiliar and very uncertain for me. But over time, I noticed that this is something I really felt called to move deeper into. At first, the practice felt really rigid. I felt really stressed. I felt like I wasn't doing it properly. I noticed that my mind would come through with a lot of thoughts of wanting me to get out of the pose or out of the seat and do something else. There was something for me about sitting still that just didn't sit right. Over time, I just allowed myself to continue to explore. And it only got deeper for me a few years ago when I hit a really low point in my health. And I had no other choice but to slow everything down. And in that process of slowing down, I realized this is the key that I needed. I needed to slow down to slow my thoughts. I needed to slow down to slow my mind and to really give myself this opportunity once and for all to be in stillness, to be in presence, to be in calm, and to truly step into this path of meditation. I can understand why there may be some skeptics when it comes to a meditation practice or people who aren't really sure about meditating and how it can impact their life. Who really wants to sit in silence? That seems kind of boring. Who really wants to sit with their thoughts? That sounds really overwhelming. So it's understandable that there's a little bit of a resistance. There's a little bit of a challenge there of stepping over to the other side, of trying out this beautiful, ancient, mystical practice. But the myths can be debunked because really meditation is for everybody. And it doesn't have to be for long periods of time. If all you can afford is a few minutes a day, then that's great. You also don't have to be spiritual or align yourself with any certain kind of philosophy or spiritual school. This is really something that is accessible to every single person. And you can use so many different methods and techniques until you find the practice that's right for you, that makes sense with your mind, with your body, with your environment, with the time that you can apply yourself towards it, and even with that ethical, moral, or spiritual code that you work yourself towards. I'm really passionate about making meditation accessible to everyone. Meditation can feel a little bit overwhelming because we may not know where to start, or we may have some kind of an image in our mind of how we think it should be. Maybe we need to be sitting like a perfect sage in a pose of silence and quiet. Maybe we need to be experiencing bliss or beautiful colors. And I just want to put all of that aside to let you know that it's different for everybody. Everybody's going to experience meditation in a completely different way, depending on what life experiences they bring to the table, depending on how they are feeling in their bodies, and where they are mentally as well. What I'm here to do is to show everyone that meditation can be accessible to anyone and everyone, that it can be as simple as closing your eyes and connecting to your breath, and that over time, through small steps, small changes, and a dedication to this practice, you can expand it into any way that works for you, but it can really start small and grow big from there. There's a really interesting statistic. It's said that we have approximately 60,000 thoughts a day. And of those thoughts, 95% of them are repeated onto the next day. And then 80% of those repeated thoughts are negative. So if you're feeling in a negative headspace, know that you are not alone. And that unfortunately, it's the nature of the mind to sometimes sway into that negative space in order to keep us safe. It's continuously running stories and models and circumstances in an effort to keep us safe in our comfort zone and to predict anything that might be out of our control. This is why, when it comes to meditation, we're really dealing with our thoughts. It's a way of managing our thoughts, but also a way of accepting our thoughts. Since it's most likely the thoughts will be there on a day-to-day basis, it's going to be impossible for us to try to clear the mind completely. Instead, how can we bring a sense of compassionate awareness to whatever might be happening in the mind? And then maybe over time, what tends to happen through this beautiful practice is the thoughts start to slow down. They start to become more spacious. And in those spaces is where we may find some peace and some calm. We start to attribute less energy and drama and story to the thoughts because we know that they're temporary and we know that they're not true. They're based on some past experience, some future worry, and we're forgetting to live in the present moment, here and now. What I always like to say is, let's give the mind something to do. Instead of the mind needing to think all of these negative thoughts, can we give it something to focus on? This can be a mantra, a phrase, an affirmation, or even just a task or a visualization. We're giving the mind its task. We're saying, hey, here's something that you can focus on so that you can stop thinking about the thoughts. We're going to repeat it. It's going to be simple. And over time, the mantra dissolves. And what's left is the bottom of that ocean, underneath all of those choppy waves, that deep bliss, that sense of peace and calm. So my course on Infijoy is a meditation challenge, and this is designed as a course set up to be taken over 3 weeks, where you can learn so many tools, tips, and tricks to help build ultimately the self-practice that you need to use this skill for the rest of your life. Over the 3-week course, we'll go over some background about meditation. What are the benefits? What does the science say? But also looking at some real practices, methods, and techniques that you can use and that we'll practice together in the practical videos. By the end of this course, you should have a really good understanding about meditation, about the building blocks to set up the foundation for your own self-practice, and to even feel the confidence that you can continue this practice on your own moving forward. And the result of this beautiful practice are so many benefits. This includes feeling much more calm in your mind and in your physical body. This also includes boosting creativity and imagination because we're clearing out all of the stale old cobwebs from the mind and we're making space for new thought patterns, new neural pathways to expand ourselves into greater possibility. You may also notice over time with this practice that you begin to deepen your relationships, that you have more authentic relationships to others, but also an authenticity to yourself. You'll also be able to connect with others better, to connect to the world around you, and to ultimately have a greater sense of joy and happiness in your life. Over the course of 3 weeks, I share several different guided practices that we do together. And today I'm super excited to share one of those practices with you. And we're going to use a mantra meditation using this phrase, let go. Let's go ahead and begin our practice. So find a comfortable seated position. Maybe that's on a mat, on a cushion, on a chair, on your couch. Just find a way to sit comfortably and make sure that your spine remains tall and supported by something behind you, whether that's the back of the chair, a wall, or any other support that you might need. If you're noticing that you have any tension in your body, take a couple of moments now to just move the body freely. Take some big rolls through the shoulders, take some movement through the head and the neck, find some rotation through your spine, move your hips. Anything here that might help you to release any of that stuck energy in the body before we come to sit in stillness. So go ahead and take another few seconds just to do that. Release any of that stale energy in the body. Stretch and open through the face, through the jaw and the eyes, the wrists, the feet, the hands, whatever it is you might need. And then eventually allow yourself to settle down into a seat of stillness. You can place your hands on the tops of your thighs. Palms can be facing up or down, that's your choice. Allowing the shoulders to draw back so that the heart space is nice and open. Feel that energetic connection down through the sitting bones, and at the same time feel that uplift of the crown of your head lifting up towards the ceiling or the sky so that you're really tall and spacious through your spine. If it feels safe to do so, go ahead and close your eyes now. And just take the next couple of moments to arrive. To arrive means to allow yourself to drop into the body, to let go of whatever else might be happening in your morning, in your day, in your week. And just giving yourself the permission to be fully present here and now as you move into this practice. Connect into that grounding force through the sitting bones. Continue to sit tall through your spine. And then notice if you have any tension in the body. Take a moment to allow a wave of softness to just travel over the whole body, so that you start to melt and soften the face and the jaw, that you start to relax your shoulders, your belly, softening and relaxing down your thighs, your knees, all the way to the feet. And now gently lifting your awareness towards the tip of your nose, bringing the faculty of your attention to your breath, feeling the natural rise and fall of the breath, the natural ebb and flow. Really sensing the breath, noticing the texture of the breath as it passes in and out through the nostrils. And just allowing this heightened awareness of your breath to anchor you down a little deeper into presence and stillness. You can continue to breathe naturally, or if it feels okay, you can begin to take a few rounds of some longer, deeper, conscious breaths. Wherever you are, exhaling completely, and just beginning to lengthen your next inhalation, all the way lifting the breath up. And as you exhale, a slow release out through the nose as you empty out. And on your inhalation, begin to slowly take in the breath, expand. And as you exhale, allowing the breath to travel smoothly out through the nose as you empty out. Inhaling to take the breath in, expand through all parts of the body. Exhale as you slowly let the air out, drawing the navel in and back. And just take a few more rounds now at your own pace. Really feel that sense of becoming full with the breath, and that sense of becoming empty as you let the breath out. Without too much force, just a smooth breath in and a smooth breath out. Continuing now, 3 more full rounds at your own pace. Once you've completed your 3 rounds, allow your breath to return to its natural state. So no longer needing to control the breath in any way, allowing the breath to just breathe the body And bring your awareness back towards it if you've drifted away. We're going to gently weave in the mantra, let go, using this simple phrase to help bring the mind to this focus point and to allow ourselves the permission to let go of what might be in the way of our compassion, our presence, our stillness, our peace of mind. With every inhalation, you're going to silently say the word let, and with every exhalation, silently saying the word go. Inhale, let. Exhale, go. And now beginning to weave that mantra in just with the natural rhythm of your breath. Inhale, let. Exhale, go. Let go. Letting go of any thoughts that may be limiting your self-worth, your self-confidence. Letting go of any tension in the body. Letting go of any expectations of how you think this meditation should go. With every breath in, let. With every exhale, go. Let go. Let go. Just observing any thoughts that arrive with compassion and acceptance. Observe the thought as it comes up without judgment, and then let it pass. Return back to the mantra. You may find that another thought arises, acknowledging it again without judgment and letting it go. Come back to the mantra. And just keep repeating this process. That's why we practice meditation. We practice this element of concentrating, and we try to hold it for as long as we can. And now slowly allowing the mantra to dissolve as you return back into the present moment. You can do that by deepening the breath, bringing in a little bit of movement into your fingers and toes, and then uniting your palms together at the center of the heart. Begin to rub the palms together, create some heat. And then place the hands on or in front of the eyes. Take a full breath in through the nose and then a cleansing breath through the mouth. In through the nose and out through the mouth. Last breath in and exhale. Gently fluttering the eyelids open in the palms, and then releasing the hands when you're ready. Take a moment to connect back to your space, to your surroundings. Take some movement into the body if sitting created any stiffness, and just arriving back. Thank you so much for joining me in that short practice. This meditation was just a taste of one of the many guided meditation practices that I offer on this course that we'll do together until eventually you have the confidence to move into your own self-guided practice. That's why this course is great for both beginners but also seasoned practitioners who are looking to get back on track. I'm so excited to start this journey together, so I invite you to join me for my 3-week meditation challenge. Let's go.